We are live.
No bumper music tonight. We
No
didn't
bumper
do
music.
any of that.
No,
Starting live.
no. There we are. It says we are live.
There we go.
There. No bumper music. No other thing. We got too much to talk about. We got to get to it. Got to get to
That's
it right now. See my shells watching on Periscope. Awesome, buddy. Thank you. I'm glad to see somebody using something other than.
Yeah. So, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. It's all split up there now.
Yes.
It's always good to know that it actually works, though.
It is nice. Oh, thanks, Craig. All right, yeah, we've been building this up. It's going to be huge. So people are on Facebook.
Yeah, surprise.
Bounce on there, and Barry's using that. What is happening? Hit it fast and hard, eh? That's right. So tonight we're going to announce.
Spill the beans, so I'm giving you big credit for this one. You were dying to let out the news, and you didn't. Well, you sort of didn't let out the news.
No, I let out this afternoon. We let all the patrons know, and that was exciting to say that and see all the response of what's going on, and so they all know. But that's part of the benefit sometimes of things like Patreon. So Patreon.com/Geocache Talk if you'd like to join. So,
what would you want to talk about tonight, Gary?
Let's talk about Podcast of Hope. I'm wearing my holiday shirt here with Ralphie.
I'm gonna have to give you a Die Hard shirt then if we're gonna do battle of movies, Christmas movies.
Yeah. So let's go through the lineup. That's what we're here for tonight, and let's start the 4 p.m. hour. So as you know, we got 8 hours. We're I should reset probably. The show is 12/1, the 4th annual Podcast of Hope.
Mm-hmm.
We are raising money again for St. Jude. There's the link.
We're shooting for 5,000 this year. So
yes, we're at 5,000 at least. Hopefully we can raise more than that. But there's the link, fundraising.stjude.org/Podcast of Hope, all one word.
Mm-hmm.
And really excited about raising money again for St. Jude. I mean, we talked about that 4 years ago now. I know it's amazing, but when we talked about what we're going to raise money for, and you were like, we should do St. Jude.
Mm-hmm.
Christy used to work there, and that would be great. And when you told me that, I was like, there is no better charity out there.
Well, and we talked originally about rotating the charity every year, and we can't do it.
We can't.
It's such a good place, and they're doing such great work, and the families just that if St. Jude didn't do what they did, families would crumble. Some of these families would not get the care that they get,
right?
Won't get a bill, and so we have not been able to get away from St. Jude, and who knows if we ever will, right? Because we can never do enough to help them out. So
yeah. Craig's asking about when we're receiving donations, and it's available. It's available right now. You can go out and give to it. We had a couple people give early because they're not going to make it to.
They're doing a long road trip, which geocachers, so that's not a surprise, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And so So all right, let's get right to it.
So let me answer this question. So where is St. Jude? St. Jude is actually in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, good question. Memphis, Tennessee.
And Christy worked there before when we lived in Memphis. Hence the Memphis Mafia part. But Memphis. It's a children's research hospital in Memphis.
Yes. Yeah, and we'll give a lot more info leading up to it. Leading up to that time. It's amazing. The biggest stat I think that I want to give tonight, and we don't want to spend a lot of time tonight on that, but we'll talk about it as we, as the time leads up to it. It's not far away. It's a week from Sunday. Is when they first started to do the research, when the Thomases got together, and Marlo and Danny Thomas started, the survival rate for childhood cancer was 20%.
Mm-hmm.
It's now up to 80%. I mean, if you stop and think about that, how many kids have been saved, because of the research and the the amount of research and technology that they've been able to really put on, to solve this disease, and they also work on other diseases as well. So,
and before we get sidetracked, obviously we're talking about St. Jude, but we're going to give a lot more information coming up. But one of the biggest things to me that's always stuck is they have huge, rooms and recovery wings there, which are just, they're set up for the kids. It's awesome. And the families get to come in and be with their families during all the holidays, because they're there for a long period of time. When they started, they didn't need those recovery wings.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
That's ridiculous for me. That one's always
rough
to think about, right? So
that hits you up. Yeah.
Yeah. The work they do is crazy, but we're going to talk a lot about them on December 1st. But why don't we tell people the lineup?
Let's do it. Let's do it. So, all right. So 4 p.m. hour, first one out of the gate, Daniel Close. He is going to join us from England, and we're going to talk about his growing up in England and what he experienced during the holidays versus what maybe you and I experienced in the holidays. What was their favorite thing that they would eat during the holidays, or, what was Christmas like? And, they don't have
pudding and stuff, right? I mean, that's, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But
yeah, they have no Thanksgiving, celebration there like we do. So they don't have a lead up. I don't know if they have a Black Friday or not. I mean, there's a lot of questions we'll have to ask.
I'm not big on 4th of July either, but so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Talk about some holidays we have in common.
Probably not. But Daniel will be on first, which would be great because, again, it's the time difference. It'll be like 11 o'clock his time, so we had to have Daniel on first.
Yeah.
Skipping 5 o'clock, we'll figure out why in a minute. 6 o'clock, we got the network. We'll be on together. Jeff, Angie, Zach, Katie, Derek, all together, and that'll be fun. We're going to talk about how it's been this year as our little group, our little network, and so it'll be fun.
Spoilers for next year's stuff as well, and
yes,
we haven't had the whole team together in a long time. So
no, we haven't. So we'll get to hear updates from everybody, and Jeff has something planned. He's gonna.
They figured it out. 5 o'clock dance off.
5 o'clock dance off. Yeah. Hey. You got it figured out.
That'll be our last day of podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. The last day. It's a sing off. See which was.
Oh no, that would really be the last day.
All right. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock begins the vloggers, and we've got Joshua as our anchor again this year for the 7 p.m. hour, and this year we've got Cash Canada is joining us. So. Looking forward to them joining us, and got
room right now.
That's right, and so very excited to have them on. Yeah, he's like, yay, 7 p.m. Yeah, so that'll be fun. We got to meet them last year got to spend more time with them, I guess you could say, at Geo Woodstock. We got to hang out some. Especially at the brewery, and also during our summit, the Vlogger Summit. But more than that, more than anything, that was Christy's diving in.
Karaoke at its worst. They wouldn't even call it karaoke. It would just be, I don't know.
Thanks, Christy. Really appreciate that. All right. So, and then we go to round 2. Vlogger roundtable, Joshua again, and Pathfinder 33. Charles Watkins is going to be joining us for that as well.
He's always got stories. So
I got some very specific story or questions for the two of them, because they've got, again, there's some things that I've got in the show notes that I really want those two to comment on, because they obviously we all have different unique experiences, but I have some fascinating questions for them, and I think it's going to be great.
Oh yeah.
So, move on to the 9 o'clock hour. Movies behind the camera, and we've got our buddy Chris Williamson, the director of Treasure, will be with us, and Alexandra Boylan. And the thing that'll be cool is Alexandra. She was in Thor. She was the She was Kat Dennings' stand-in.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to learn all the lines, and so she learned all of Kat Dennings' lines. It's kind of fun. She's done a lot of things with Ms. in the Biz, which is really celebrating women being producers and directors and really championing that whole area. Actually, also brought, I've got a picture. This movie, Wish for Christmas, is out there. You can buy it or rent it or whatever you'd like to do. I like that one. She's done others, Catching Faith 2. She's been obviously involved with a lot of different movies and productions. But if you're looking for a fun, holiday movie that's family friendly and all that, you can pick that one up. Bill Engvall's in that. He plays Santa Claus in that one. The comedian. So looking forward to having her and for her to talk more about her her experiences, because last time we had her on, we were talking about the geocaching themed movie. So that's really what we had her on for. So we spent most of the time talking with her about that. So we didn't really get a chance to talk about some other things there. All right, 10 p.m. Jesse and I reprise our top 10 holiday movies of all time. Not Die Hard. You can't add that to the list.
So it's top 10 holiday movies, and we'll give you a chance to get it right this year. So
yeah, exactly. So that'll be fun. We're gonna go through that, and that'll be always we have a great time with that. We haven't done that in a couple of years, so I'm bringing that back because I think it'll be fun. Plus, I get to do my little top 10 list again.
Yeah. You gotta use your numbers.
Use my numbers. Which I've got some new stuff tonight I'm going to play here in a minute. So, and then the last hour, Bounce is going to join us. Gadget Cash Hour. So looking forward to having Bounce on. But we skipped 5 o'clock. So I don't know. Do we have somebody that could tell us about 5 o'clock, or
I don't know what we can do for that hour.
I don't know. Let me see if there's anybody in the green room that could join us, but there is somebody here. Oh, there is somebody here that could join us. The Twonky is with us. So we don't know what's going on. We missed the 5 o'clock hour, and so we're kind of hoping that somebody could fill everybody in on what we're doing during the 5 p.m. hour. So I'm glad you just popped in there. So appreciate you being here, buddy.
Hey, some miraculous things do happen on occasion. I just happen to be strolling by, saw you guys talking. You know how it goes.
Exactly.
But yeah, you guys asked me to come back, and I asked my friend Mike Rowe if he wanted to be on the show and talk about geocaching, and he said yes.
Yes.
If you know Mike Rowe, he's a television personality of some merit, I guess.
He loves you a lot, by the way. I've watched. I've been binge watching Dirty Jobs, and you guys have great banter.
Thank you, I guess. It's just some good, some bad. We had to probably leave a lot of it out, actually, for certain reasons.
Here's a picture. Here's the picture of the two of y'all.
Oh yeah, we were doing. That was a set of commercials we did from Master Lock.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
and I love that shot of you though.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, they had me strapped in the back of the pickup. That was a lot of fun.
Right under your neck.
What's that? Oh yeah, those are ratchet straps. I was strapped in the back.
That seems like a good plan.
Yeah, no, things I do.
So, some of the things that are going to be, just exciting about this. I like how Owen put it. Micro on the show, not that Micro. Mike.
For every cacher that listens to his podcast, y'all all know that when he says micro.com, it sounds like MICRO.com. Right. Every time he says micro.com/book.
Right.
It like micro. So every cacher out there, I guarantee you, at least from now on, you will.
Well, listen, when he comes on for the podcast to Hope, we'll have to show him what a real Mike Rowe looks like.
There you go. We need to do that.
Tell him this is what you've been advertising on all your podcasts.
Emily Renee, dance off with Mike Rowe.
Emily Renee, you don't want to see that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Dancing might come up as a topic, so keep that in mind. So, see, the bad part is that when you do these kind of things for 300 episodes, and you do other things, it's all recorded. I don't know if you know this or not, Dave, but and then we can all go back and watch them.
Oh no, I've had plenty of things haunt me. I get it.
And the stories, but no, we are looking forward to hearing some of the great stories of you two, making this show, work. And it really is, it's going to be interesting, like I said, because I really think that the two of you guys together can tell some stories that we haven't heard yet.
Well, sure, but I got to tell you, he'll probably have some questions for all of us. I mean, he's actually really fascinated in subcultures. And when I asked him to be on the show, he didn't know I was a geocacher. I didn't even know if he knew what geocaching was. I didn't start geocaching until the show was over that I did with him. And he actually knew what it was. He's got a funny little story of how he found out what it was, how he discovered it. But he's probably going to want to know more about what we do as well. So be warned.
Cool. Good.
We're gonna talk a little bit, obviously, about his book.
Yeah.
Mike Rowe, the way I heard it, he has a podcast. He has an interesting way that he does his podcast. They're very short, but they're interesting. They're sort of Paul Harvey kind of. That's what the book is. Both Jesse and I have the book. We've been reading through it, and that'll be fun. I mean, I really, like you said, I'm looking forward to hearing some of those kind of things like you're talking about, where there's plenty of interviews with Mike about different things that he's involved with, but I'm kind of I want to hear some of those stories. So
you'll hear it. The guy can talk. The guy can tell a story. He can weave a yarn. I mean, look at his podcast is great. I've listened to every episode myself. Surprisingly, I'm not sick of his voice yet. And I haven't. Probably never will. I mean, he's a great guy. He's still a good friend, and that's why he agreed to do the show. I just shot him an email to explain what it was and what geocaching was. He goes, "Oh, I'll be happy to do it." He didn't even think about it.
That's awesome.
Obviously with your endorsement of it, he's obviously the actual nice guy that he portrays on TV, right? I mean, so he, that's the stories we hear from you and from him, and y'all are genuine guys. That's why that banter is real like that. So
yeah, listen, I wouldn't be friends with him 7 years after the show was canceled if he wasn't a nice guy. I mean,
right?
We hit it off the bat, right off the bat. We hit it off, and we're still friends, and I'm glad.
That's awesome. Yeah. And yes, Cache Canada. Yes, you can tell everybody now. Finally, we can spill the beans on that.
Well, the thing that's, I got to tell you, I told these guys before we started recording, I was like, this was the big announcement you were talking about Sunday. I'm kind of disappointed because I knew what it was.
You were in on the secret the whole time.
And I was like, oh man, I thought that was cool. I'm sure
to know all the secrets, is it?
Yeah. The funny thing is, it's just like, I do hope Mike will probably bring some other people who are not cachers to listen to the show or watch the show. He's going to promote it on his various social platforms. And hey, hopefully we'll have more people join in the hobby. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, and it could never be a more important time for us to do it than when we're trying to raise money for St. Jude. So
no,
absolutely.
As much fun as it's going to be to talk to him and to hear y'all's stories and everything else and bring more people and awareness. The most important thing is that, we'll get a few more eyes and ears on trying to get to raise money for St. Jude. So
absolutely,
we can't be more thankful for something like that for you helping us get him on and you coming on and y'all sharing those stories.
She has a wonderful right arm, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I got a right arm. That's my boss. She was taking pictures for Instagram. So.
That's awesome. So yeah, so Dave, geocaching vlogger, is saying he wants Stone Cold Steve Austin next year. So
well, we'll see what happens. He likes to talk too, man. He's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Owen from KC, who was in the running with you for on the leaderboard, he wants to know about his parents, and I think actually you were telling me that he's going to be on. Like he had to figure out because his parents still alive, and they still get together and everything. But I think you were telling me that, or he was saying that scheduling wise is going to work out because they're gonna head home, and he's going to be able to do the podcast then, right?
Yeah. Mike's parents are going to be out in San Francisco for Thanksgiving, and they're leaving the day of the podcast, and that's why we're trying to figure out what hour to do would be best to do the podcast. So,
yeah.
Now, unfortunately, the answer to the question, no, they will not be on. They're great people, though.
That's
although cool. They once accused me of corrupting their son, but whatever. They literally told me one day, it was like, he was a really nice guy until he met you. He got in all sorts of trouble, the dirty jobs thing, I was like, come on, it was Mike's idea, not mine.
Yeah, exactly. It was Mike's idea. You're just along for the ride for most of them. Well, you were there for what, 200 and
we did 7 years of episodes, about 300 jobs. I did all but 22 of them.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah,
that's really incredible. And so Laura wanted to know if you can bring Freddie. Freddie's his dog.
Oh God, I don't even know. Do you know how he named his dog?
Yes, I've heard the story. Tell the story real quick. It's great.
Oh well, he didn't know what to name his dog, so he basically put a tic-tac-toe square of names on where the dog
pee pads
did his business, as he was training. So
right,
and actually, the dog did number 2. Right over the line of Freddie and my name. To tell you the truth. So technically, the dog's middle name is Barsky.
Oh, perfect.
So, yeah. So, but yeah, that's how he got. But Freddie was Fred King was a mentor of Mike's.
Oh, cool.
He was and I guess he was he was in a barbershop quartet with his music teacher Freddie King, and passed away recently. So,
wow.
Good honor him with the dog.
Yes, that's awesome. So as we kind of wrap this up, I do want to talk for a minute about, the unfortunate thing is that Dave led through almost the entire leaderboard. You were so close, buddy. You were this close to winning.
Well, yeah, I mean, was it a competition? I did not.
I guess it kind of was, but
well, it has to be. I mean, yeah, sure. At a point, it became that. I got to tell you, I mean, it totally changed the way I was. I mean, I had a 3-week trip planned, and I was planning to get a lot of numbers in a lot of states, but all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, this power trail is not an unknown power trail, so I'm gonna have to change. I was literally the night before. I had everything planned out in Ontario, but none of it was a mystery cache at all. So I scrapped my whole plan and got some geo art that was based on mysteries,
right,
in Ontario instead. And I probably did that in 3 other states at least.
Wow.
Literally the night before I changed because I all of a sudden got obsessed with getting points for your stupid leaderboard.
Yes, it was one of those.
And then the Mad Finn came in and destroyed us all.
Yes, the Mad Finn came out of nowhere.
And he did it sneaky too. He waited right till the very end so nobody could come back.
I gotta tell you though, I have to. I don't know who it was, but it was either Eric or Owen who said on the message board, "Hey, all the 3 top guys have done the hand," and I wonder if he'd even have considered doing the hand because I knew he flew out there in the last minute if someone hadn't said something about it.
Yeah,
Nebraska.
Tell everybody real quick the what is the hand? It's in Nebraska, but what is the?
Well, I think it's a series of geo art. It's like 300 something. Oh. It's a zombie hand that for their theme, the Moga they had one year. I think it was
it was
something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Moga. You're right.
Yeah. I just forget what year it was, but it's a big old GeoArt and lots of cornfields.
Tore through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of it was crazy because we Jesse and I got to see him in Atlanta or in Rome, Georgia, and Jesse could quickly tell the story about because you went out geocaching with him for a day. I was before I got there.
Yeah, but not like he does. So we would cache during the day and do our events or whatever else. He had already been caching all morning before he met us for breakfast, and then we'd go out all day. And we were all exhausted by the end of the day. You're just dredging back to our hotel. And then he was like going out again to get more. I'm like, what?
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Because you're never sleeping. I don't understand what's happening.
Well, I do that too. I mean, every time I'm away and I'm in a new state and I want to get, more, as many caches as I can in the state. If I'm working, before we start working, I'm out for at least 2 or 3 hours before that. Even if it's dark out, getting as many caches as I can.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
Well, after seeing this guy cache, I'm not surprised that he got 8 billion points on that leaderboard thing. So
good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Give everybody real quick, Dave, sort of an update on because we talked back and forth about the fires out there, and I know I was every time I'd see it, I thought about you. And I was like, oh, man, I hope they're okay over there. But you guys came out okay on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I live in an area that's pretty close to a lot of different brush fire prone areas. The big Woolsey fire last year started 2 miles from my house.
Oh my gosh!
If the wind was blowing the other way, it could have been an issue. But I actually had 3 good friends who lived around the Malibu area who lost their homes.
Oh my!
And I mean, that fire just went far. It went big time. The Saddle Ridge fire we had, I mean, a good friend of mine is a cacher. It literally came up to his back fence. He lives right in a ravine, and it wasn't cleared out. And we had brush maybe 4 feet high, 5 feet high, right in the back. I mean, some dramatic stuff. I mean, he had an ammo can chained to his fence, but he rescued it just in time.
UDAC's throwing shade on me. Yes, UDAC. I remember you and Scott. You guys live.
UDAC lives next to the freaking ocean. She's fine.
Yeah, that's what I was complaining about.
You check on everybody.
Yeah, she's surrounded by.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's. I actually replaced a cache that was evaporated in the fire just yesterday morning. It was it was an unknown cache that I had solved. It was a puzzle I solved 2 years ago, and of course, a fire comes and takes it away before I can get it. But luckily, the TO said you can replace it and claim it. So that was nice.
Yeah. She's saying something about the Getty fire.
Yeah, the Getty fire. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. We were smelling smoke in our house constantly. Getty fire. Yeah, that was a really bad one. Actually, that was in a more populated area, right off the freeway, and quite a few homes got lost there too.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse. What?
So line up, and we didn't really get to talk about prizes and stuff, but we have time. We're going to mention some of those later, but great lineup. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's always weird doing 8 hours in a row. You get goofy by the end of it, but it's a lot of fun every year, and for a great cause. And obviously, there's going to be prizes, and we're going to be giving stuff away. We got all kinds of stuff to give away, and
we do.
Should be a lot of fun.
We do. We have a lot this year. In fact, Jesse, you and I are going to have to sit down and sort through. We've got some great sponsors, which you'll get to hear about on the podcast, but we're going to talk about them, at different times. But people really stepped up this year and gave a lot of prizes to people for basically like a gift, for people who give to the cause. So it'll be fun to talk about them and everything. So we'll talk about that in weeks to come, and we'll talk more about those two guys, old Mike and Dave.
I have a question about the holiday movie hour.
Yeah.
And that's any holiday, like you can do Easter movies and all that.
No.
Christmas, I mean, you're saying the Christmas season holiday.
Christmas season, yeah.
Because all mine would be like horror movies for Halloween.
I like how he's thinking there. There we go. I like that.
We expanded a bit, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Well,
know?
a friend of mine, his favorite movie is Krampus. You know,
Oh wow, gosh. but that is a Christmas movie.
it is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It's a weird, bizarre, traditional thing about Christmas where,
Sure.
so it's kind of crazy. So, yeah. So Direwolf's like any holiday. No, the reason I said holiday is because I have a movie that's sort of related to It's really Thanksgiving, but yet it's Christmas.
So you can break the rules, but I can't on my list.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, sounds like a setup.
exactly. You can't. Yeah. No, we always let Die Hard in. That's okay. There's other ones too. But yeah, we're.
Sometimes you got to expand your search beyond GZ, Gary, and I think you should go beyond the. I mean, it opens up to more possibilities. You can have a St. Patty's Day.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What if Cash Cans went to Nicolas Cage, the Family Guy?
I don't know. Maybe they like Nick Cage movies in Canada. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Direwolf.
I haven't seen that movie.
Direwolf's talking about Gary Gergich. Yeah. Jim O'Hare. Yeah. He's a maybe. So I can't really. We can confirm that he's a maybe. He is. I was texting back and forth with him, and he said, "Hey, because I just shot in the dark. I was like, hey, let's give it a shot. Maybe he'd be interested." And didn't hear anything for a while. And then today I heard back. He goes, "Yeah, send me the link. The day before. Remind me the day before." I was like, "Yes, got another one. That's awesome." So
maybe you guys time to pop in and say, "Hey, that'd be great."
Yeah, Chrissy's like, "I'll lose my mind." Yes, me too. With Jim O'Hare on. Now I don't want him to come on during the Dave and Mike hour because the worlds would collide and my brain would explode. Because if y'all have ever watched Podcast of Hope, it moves along pretty quick. I mean, we have hard breaks. We try to go 55 minutes and that's it. We have the 5-minute crossover talk time and we're into the next hour. So, I kind of sent him a note and I was like, "Hey, we'd love to have you on between 6 and noon or 6 and midnight because we can kind of fit him in a little better." So anyway,
we'll see what happens.
Yep.
It's the spirit of giving and raising money for St. Jude. Anything could happen.
Absolutely. I was going to pull one last note to give to Dave. There you go. Thanks to Twonky for the help.
You're welcome. I love this podcast. I love Geocache, and I'll do anything for these guys.
Oh, appreciate it. All right, everybody. Well, thanks, and we will see you this Sunday for Three Happy Campers. That'll be a fun show. And then, can you believe it, Jesse and Dave? It's going to be a week from Sunday. We're here. We're on for 8 straight hours. So
I only have to do one now. Don't roll me into anything else.
You only
you only signed up for one, huh?
Yeah, you're not gonna get roped into all that. You can watch the rest of them. There you go.
Probably.
So it's close. It's not far away at all. It's week from Sunday. So everybody tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody that you can that'll listen to you about Podcast of Hope. To give people an easier point to find it, Geocache Talk /Hope. And you'll have the link right there to the show. So, all right. Well, let's do the outro and then we'll let it go for tonight. So here we go. Let me find it. Oh, hang on. I got an applause one now. Do you like that?
It's better than the buzzer thing.
Is it better than this?
Yeah, but the applause one's hard to look at. You got those psychedelic silhouettes.
I know. I do.
What the heck?
Let's play we're talking about this. Let's. I think I can play this. So if I get in trouble, I get in trouble. But let's play this because this is a little quick, very short little commercial that I found about St. Jude. So here we'll play it real quick.
Alexander's mom calls him the most perfect boy in the world.
She's right.
I love your confidence. When diagnosed with cancer, Alexander went to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. No family pays St. Jude for anything because all a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Now I'm perfectly cancer-free.
Perfect proof. Moms are always right.
Donate now at stjude.org or shop wherever you see the St. Jude logo.
There we go. All right. And we're going to do our outro.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight, as well as our new format. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.
There we go. All right. See you guys.
Good night.